What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and we've got some Marvel news. It seems like every day there's a new article that needs a little bit of light shown on it. Now, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a brand new series on Disney Plus that will feature, well, the new Captain America, of course, and, well, MCU Direct, a Twitter following with 500,000 followers, well, 450,000, tweets out the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series on Disney Plus will explore the public's reaction to having a black Captain America, with Sam Wilson taking over the shield, according to the show's writer. What? Who? Where? Who even cares? I don't understand this. Do these articles, do they just make them up? Do they take things that they think will get them clicks, by the way, 10,500 likes, and then just put them in the blender and put them out? Where are these people that have a problem with Captain America being Sam Wilson? They're not in my circle. There's almost 600,000 people that are subscribed to this channel, and I have seen not one single comment about this. Now, that doesn't mean they don't exist, but this is just a perfect example of another article that is basically race pimping, that is doing this sowing division for clicks. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will address reactions to Black Captain America. Well, thank goodness. We all needed that. As the first series set in, by the way, this is from We Got This Covered, which is, just basically a clickbait website. As the first series set in Marvel Cinematic Universe to debut on Disney Plus when it arrives this year, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be under intense scrutiny from fans and critics alike. Well, what isn't? The MCU is already the most successful franchise in the history of cinema, and now looks to transfer this pop culture dominance to the small screen. There's still over 12 months to go until the first full episode is available, but at San Diego Comic-Con and the recent D23 Expo, more information is steadily being revealed about the show. Plot specifics are being kept under wraps, which is par for the course from Marvel Studios, and with the end of the Avengers Endgame, seeing Steve Rogers hand over his shield to Sam Wilson, it will be interesting to watch how the Falcon and the Winter Soldier deal with the passing on of Captain America mantle. By the way, the way that they kind of passed the torch between these two, I thought was beautiful. I thought it was perfectly done. I think if you want to keep the character on, this I think is even better than a situation where you would like end their character off. I mean, you could have them like sacrifice themselves. That is probably the best way to do it, I think. But willingly handing over the mantle, I think, is also a good way to handle it. And I thought they did well with that. John Wick writer Derek Kolstad, who's had a hand in developing the script for the 6-episode run, recently took to discussing the film's Twitter account and responded to several questions about the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and hinted that the superhero will be tackling some heavier than expected social and political themes. And they have a link here to "Oh yeah, and then some" as a reply to a tweet that doesn't exist. Isn't that interesting? So here's the tweet. I'm so happy that Sam Wilson have Sam Wilson as Captain America. Will reactions to Black Captain America be explored? Will Sam's feelings about Steve going back to an era when the two of them would not be able to, when have been able to go into the same diner, being given any space? First of all, thank you for bringing politics into my superhero movie. I appreciate that. But this article links a reply that he says, "Oh yeah, and then some." Doesn't exist. There's no reply to it. There's none. If I try to open it, it's just this tweet, which has no replies. Now, did he send the reply and then delete it? Perhaps. Marvel Studios aren't exactly known for dipping their toes into these type of waters, so it'll be interesting to see how the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to approach the idea of how people would react to a Black Captain America, and how far into it, they'll get. Translation, we want to see bigoted people depicted on screen. That's what we want. We want to sow the seeds of division so we can talk about how bad things were 50 years ago when people were stupid about things like this. There have been rumors that the plot will involve the government refusing to acknowledge Sam Wilson as the new Cap, too, which potentially ties into the rumor, the recent casting of Wyatt Wilson as Super Soldier John Walker, and despite speculation, the entire series could potentially turn out to be a disaster. Well, of course it will be. It's on Disney Plus. It will be horrible. Thankfully, most people replying to this type of thread are pretty, pretty wise to it. You see, no one, not a soul, literally not a single person. MCU Direct, public's reaction to Black Captain America. It's the least classy move. I mean, people are just making jokes. Why can't it be new Captain America? Why does everything have to be about skin color? I mean, they're just getting roasted in their replies. I don't know. If there's people genuinely out there that have a problem with it, then they're just wrong. I think, as with anything, as with any film, it's not going to be about the color of Captain America. It's going to be about whether or not they have a good show, whether the show is good or not. Now, I think it would be wise for the writers to be aware that people will be looking for this type of stuff. You will have one side of the aisle demanding that, basically Captain America be forced to drink out of the coloreds bubbler. And then you'll have another side of the people that are like, why is this even in the show at all? I think you can have, some references to it because, obviously this was a time in history, depending on the show, when the show was created. But also you have to depict that, you have to be very careful because you don't want to depict basically all white people thought this way, because they didn't. I would be willing to bet that the overwhelming majority did not think this way. There were people that, were complacent or complicit in it. But, is that what you want to make the show about? I doubt it. I don't think that it's going to go over well on the Disney Channel if that's what you're worried about. Can there be some nods to it? Of course. As with anything, I think the handling of it is important. And is that the story you want to tell? Is that what you want to do with Captain America? I mean, you want to make it all about the 30s South? I mean, that's not Captain America. And I gotta think that if people are worried about, I don't know, Thanos, people are willing to worship the Incredible Hulk, who is green. You have space aliens coming in to save the planet. I'm guessing if the planet is facing certain doom and the Avengers all came purple, I don't think anyone would care. They would basically worship them as gods, I can imagine. That's how people would react because that's how they would seem. They would have, they have superpowers. They're saving the planet. I'm not sure that the skin color is the biggest concern when you have people like, you have Groot, that's a tree. You have Rocket, that's a talking raccoon. Do you think people would really be concerned? They'd be like, oh no. The talking raccoon, that's cool. The tree that walks around, that's cool. The shape-shifting thing, that's fine. But a colored? Oh, this is a bridge too far. I just don't see that as being a reaction that any normal person would have in the fantasy where obviously the Avengers would exist. And basically, I'm happy to see them getting blown out. Public reaction. Okay, cool, man. Whatever. That's basically it. Truth is, most people won't care about this. Sad, I was looking forward to the show too. Marvel's new everybody is the victim direction sucks. The public reaction you're talking about is the reaction to a black fictional character becoming Captain America. The show is dealing with the actual American symbol, which would be unavoidably controversial. Yeah, okay. How'd that work out for you? Ratioed. Anybody that's pushing this stuff is getting completely blown out. He becomes Captain America in the comics. This should not be an issue to explore. Don't try to push an issue because the MCU is losing fans already. I mean, a lot of this stuff is already canon, and it's actually, you know, for example, let me give you an example of She-Hulk. A lot of people are telling me, dude, do a She-Hulk video, which I did do, but I didn't talk about it like, oh, they're just, womanizing the MCU. Which the show will be amazing. I can't wait. It's making me want to sign up for Disney Plus. But I mean, She-Hulk is a thing. There is comic book lore for that. Miss Marvel is a thing. Captain Marvel was a thing. These things all existed in the comics. So I think you want to be careful, like by saying, well, there's no lore for this. They're just pushing it because there is lore for it. And nobody really cares. I think people liked the Sam Wilson character. I think they handled the passing of the torch very well in Avengers Endgame. Ultimately, on the small screen, you've got some big talent, bringing people in from like John Wick to write the show. I have a feeling the show is going to be great. Will it have some nods to some stuff? Probably. If they don't, you'll have endless articles written by people like MCU Direct and We Got This Covered and things like that are talking about how it was a missed opportunity. What'll happen is if the show is great and doesn't touch on these things, the reviews will say, oh, Disney and Marvel really missed the mark with this. 4 out of 10. But then the average review will be like 9 out of 10. This show's amazing. If the show's bad, they won't say anything. I mean, the show, it's likely to be good given the fact that they have the formula already. I mean, it's not like they have to discover anything on how to make a good Marvel movie. You have seemingly insurmountable odds, and you have a minor loss, and then you have a comeback win, and everybody's happy. That's basically every Marvel movie ever. So if they move that over to the small screen, people will be entertained. Now, if you're like me and you're getting bored of that recipe, if the show offers something a little bit different, I think it's riskier, absolutely, but it might appeal to more people that way, or it might appeal to less people, but that might still be a win. It'll be interesting to see what they do with some of these properties on the Disney streaming service. I'll be watching closely. I really, literally can't wait a year for shows like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel to come out because they're going to be amazing, I'm sure of it. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Are you shocked and appalled about Sam Wilson taking over for Captain America, or are you more like me, saying, well, the Avengers as I know it are done anyway, so do whatever you want with it? I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, before you leave, make sure you leave a like and drop a comment on it. It's the only way to help the channel grow in today's YouTube environment. Above, you'll find a link to subscribe, and make sure you turn your notifications on, or if you just want to check out another video, there's one of those up there too.